Dave! What's happening?
Welcome back. How's Arizona?
Terrible.
See you, David.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hi, Eric.
That's
David,
Eric.
nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you?
Hi there.
It's my wife, Lease.
I hope so. Danny.
Nice to meet you, Lease.
Pleasure. Pleasure. Let's sit down. Can we sit? We could stand. Either way.
Sit here.
Why do you have a laundromat on Long Island? What happened?
Because I never owned one laundromat before, and I had a good chance to take this laundromat because my uncle, he owns this shopping center. So the previous owner, the lease is finished, and it was a disaster here. He didn't want to do it anything, and we took over this laundromat and rebuilt it. So I didn't knew a lot of stuff about the laundromat, and I did what I knew. When after I signed up with your courses, they give me more knowledge how to run the business.
So what's your first language? Where's that accent from?
My first language is Russian. I born in the USSR, and in 1991 we moved to Israel. So I have an Israeli accent and Russian.
I applaud you for looking for information, because there's too many operators that think, okay, this is the way the laundromat had run, this is the way that it will run, and they simply don't change anything. Your uncle, is he a big real estate guy?
He is not big, but again, I lost the job that time.
Okay.
I had no job, so he told me, he said, David, if you want to take this laundromat, I can give you the list and take over it.
Why don't I have uncles like that? That's a good guy. So how long ago did your uncle hand this place off to you?
2 years ago.
Okay.
Exactly, it was on before Thanksgiving in 2021, 22.
Okay. He offers this to you, good lease, I assume, decent rate of rent, all the things and stuff.
With the lease, a little bit I screwed, because again, I know what the rental is goes in New York, and compare what he gave me, it's give me a cheaper rent. But when I saw the videos, the courses, and I see for how much the laundry goes per square feet rental, a little bit.
Yeah, it's crazy. The rate of rent is an argument that landlords always make, and then I know that I have a winning argument because we say, no, it's got nothing to do with the laundromat. And if they say, well, I don't care, it's still a laundry, our argument is always the same. Well, if you find someone willing to pay that, they're not going to pay it for long. He's your uncle, so can we revisit the lease at some point? I think you could. I mean,
I could, but again, I appreciated what he did for me.
Yeah.
And you know,
forget that.
I'm still making money. Thank God. And it's give me also that experience how to run the business, and because of that laundromat and my uncle, so I got to your point. I found your video, and I'm looking to expand now more locations.
I mean, that shows that you're a good guy. That you're saying, well, I don't really want to bring this to your uncle's attention. I think you should at some point, especially when you show him the numbers and you explain to him that you've expanded your knowledge of this industry. He will appreciate that. You say, look, I'm different from the previous tenant. In what way? Finish the sentence. How are you different?
How are you different?
Yeah.
Because right away I took all the stuff and I retooled it. I bring all this new stuff and we changed the
Perfect. That's your argument with any landlord. You're spending the money that they didn't. And so where, sure, you have more clientele because of the equipment, but the previous operator never had that bill. They didn't have the debt service, as you hear me talk about. And so even with your uncle, I know you're trying to be kind to the uncle, but you can come to him and say, hey, let's try to adjust this a little bit because of my naivete. You know, I'm going to push you towards doing that because I think it's a
original. The lease agreement was $6,000 a month for 2,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And after, and he gave me free rent. Of course, when I did retooling, he gave me for 3 months free rent.
Nice.
And then when I start to open, he said, oh, you know, till you're going to get back, we did at least 6,000. So he said 6,000, give me 45. So I'm paying 4,500.
He's very, very fair with you.
I paid 4,500, and he said, "No, what? We're gonna keep it as is now.
Wow.
Leave it 45. Forget about the list. It's just for the contract and all this stuff." So
I like your uncle.
But leave it for
You
now.
have Thanksgiving
45.
with your uncle?
No.
No? Oh boy. So give me a timeline. You got the store 2 years ago. Was there ever a point where you thought I can run it the way that it is? Even in the very, very beginning.
The place was disgusting.
Yeah.
When I took and I told right away to my
Did you even open it?
My wife and my uncle, I say, if I'm gonna take this place, I'm gonna retool it. And and I knew already I'm gonna do the retooling, I already got the salesperson from Laundromat,
The distributor.
Metropolitan.
Yeah.
So the guy came in, he took the measurements, he told me how many machines, so he gave me the price.
Yeah.
And I pre-ordered it.
Okay.
And the ex-owner, he's supposed to leave in November, and already in September, I already had to hear people to give me the prices. So in November, I got all the new equipment, the old we took out. And ex-owner, what he did, maybe he was mad on the landlord or whatever, all this where it was coin locks, everything he broke. He destroyed all the electric things, he opened the panels, so he destroyed everything. I don't care, because I know I order new machines, I'm going to
He can do whatever he wants to the equipment, but he didn't harm the infrastructure.
No. The plumbing, electric, it was the same way, but
That's the nightmare that people are often afraid of. Oh, the previous operator, I'm taking their business from them, especially through my method. They're going to pour concrete down the drains. They don't. And if they do, they're in a lot of trouble.
No, he didn't did, but again, I also try to be with him a nice way, with the ex-owner, to keep the same phone line and Google reviews, what he had before.
Right.
Because I kept the same name. And so he said, you know what, a few months ago I changed the water boiler heater. I spent some money. I said, you know what, I give you not full what you spent, I give you half, and I give me your permission and a PIN for the Google
Sure, smart.
things,
Yeah.
and transfer your phone
Talk
number
about
to
that
mine.
in the course as well. Sure.
So we switch this, it's smoothly, I give something to him to make him happy. But in the end, again, he destroyed all the machine, but I don't care about these machines.
He didn't want you or anybody else to use his busted up machines that did him no good whatsoever. When did you find my information?
A couple of months ago.
Wow.
Like 6-7 months ago.
Okay, so here you are a year and a half into ownership. Why did you decide to go look for information? What was I assume it's because you weren't making as much money as you thought you
Again,
needed.
on the YouTube and Google, I was watching different kind of videos about the laundromat, how to run it, how to do it, drop off and pick up services. You know, I was taking different information, and one day yours popped up. So when I started to look at, and again, I took the courses, I watched, I like it. I said, you know what, this makes sense. A lot of stuff what I knew, and you did, and it's give me more ideas how to run the business.
When and you said a lot already, that a lot of stuff came into focus for you. What was the biggest thing? I mean, here you are running a store for a year and a half, and then you watch this silly course, which is video courses. What was the biggest thing? What was the biggest aha?
Biggest thing, how to find the new location.
How to do it again.
Yeah, and plus the other stuff, what it's more also important, like how to run the business with the independent contractor to hire here and run and get some interest. Stuff what I didn't know before. How to speak with the landlords, how to negotiate the lease. Even I saw videos how you're doing, but I think I'm by myself. I'm never gonna do it to speak with the landlord, because again, I'm like an immigrant. My English it's not that perfect, so to negotiate and be more chutzpah to get these guys and speak with the landlord and cut until the.
And so you saw the course, we had a phone consultation, and although you have a store, you're looking to go after more stores.
Yes. First time when I saw your videos and this it's coming about the course, in the beginning, tell you the truth, I was a little bit nervous. I was scared to buy it because it's a lot of like scams, you know, when you're buying something and doing so. In the beginning, I was a little bit nervous when I did first my purchase with the course. And after when I receive everything and I have a response, and I called before I bought, I called to the office, I think they have on the website the phone number. The guy answered, he told me how it works, I bought it and everything was fine.
You know, I'm with you. Everybody thinks that everything's, and trust me, I've been doing this 20 years and consulting for 20 years. So now all of a sudden laundromats are the big thing. Now you're being bombarded by others. And all I'll say to everybody, before you give anybody any money, you want to really, you're not going to find the person's social security number. You're not going to be able to dig into their past. But what does their social media look like? Do they have a Facebook? Are they a real person? Do they have a family? And beyond that, now you're looking at their business. What is their acumen, right? Do they do the thing that they say that they're doing? Have they done it in the past? And are they paying for advertising? That's the biggest thing. I've never paid for advertising. And this isn't a commercial for me. I'm here to help you. But you'll find that all these gurus are popping up on your feed because they're paying for those adverts. And they want to pay 10 grand to make 20. You know, that's the game. Me, you have to find me by accident because my videos are kind of entertaining and they'll end up on your feed. Or they won't. So I'm sitting here in the store and I'm seeing that your walls are not white, and that's something, okay, this is a very bright store and it's a little thing, but when I walk into a store and I see somebody that saw the course and did the thing and retooled a free laundromat, the walls are always white. If you eventually paint them, you'll see what I mean. Ask me what you want to ask me. What is the real bottom line here? Why are we here?
I like to meet you like in the person, and plus I want to extend more location. I always was dreaming to open a laundromat before this opportunity came in with this laundromat. So like say my dream is coming true. So we find this laundromat, and I like to open a few more, God willing, with your help.
We'll go after, get you some more stores, Long Island and beyond. What have you implemented that you saw in the course here? What did you change that you had no knowledge of?
I have a little bit difficult time with the employers. I thought like again, it's more easier in Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx to find employees.
Everybody says that.
But in Long Island, it's hard to find.
I don't see a help wanted sign on your store.
Why?
I don't see a help wanted sign.
Right here.
It doesn't look like a help wanted sign to me.
It's
this big.
We just put it, but customers coming over and
well, hey, you can argue with me. I mean, I actually come right down and tell you help wanted and your phone number. That's all that sign should say. What does it say? Because I'm not going to go read it, but what does it say? Why is there so many words?
It's like friendly laundromat. We're looking for employers for our team. And
take it down,
number.
Put your cell phone number, help wanted. That's it. Okay, and we'll talk about this later, but I might be looking for gainful employment and I might come to this laundromat. I wouldn't notice that. I wasn't kidding a second ago. So you're trying to convey a bunch of information in that little 10.5 by 11-inch piece of paper, right? If someone's interested and intrigued and you're trying to bring them into a contract attendant position, get them on the phone and have the gift of gab to talk to them. And that's it. So your phone will ring a lot more.
How are we doing contract attendant?
How do you do a contract attendant? So have you tried it yet? Or are you only paying people? Okay.
I'm paying on the salary.
Tell me why. I already know the answer.
Why? Because I want to have more freedom, more or less headache.
No, but you haven't done it yet.
I don't know because I cannot find a responsible person who is going to be reliable to run it.
They don't need to be responsible. Your thinking is wrong. So with the contract attendant, I just visited a store in Queens where they have a store that needs to be retooled. They bought the store. Okay, this isn't your story. they make $50,000 in the wash, dry, fold every year. They make $50,000 in the coin every year. $50,000 net.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a $100,000 business altogether. The wife works 8 hours to 10 hours, mostly 10 hours a day, every day of the week, 7 days a week, paying herself nothing. Nothing. Less than minimum wage. If she was a hired employee down at the quarry breaking rocks with the Flintstones, it'd be illegal. Okay? So what do you think I said? Give that business away. She thinks that it's her pride and joy and the customers love her. No one cares. So she needs to give it away. You need to start plugging humans in here, because when I showed up here, you're here, your beautiful wife is here, the two of you, if you have 5 stores, how are you going to work in all 5? You can't. I can see, because I'm looking you in the eye, we're not on the telephone, you don't understand this. The contract attendant is a warm body. You're trying to find someone that's responsible and this and that. These people can't even spell the word entrepreneur. You're giving them the opportunity to earn and build their own business. Okay? Still not getting it, I understand.
No, I'm just listening to you. I'm trying
Yeah,
to...
no, I get it. Is there a restaurant that you frequent often that you like? What kind of food is it?
Kosher
Russian.
food.
Kosher.
Food.
Okay. What day of the week are they closed?
Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday, kosher. If you go in there on a Tuesday at 6 p.m., I'll bet you know exactly who's going to be running the register, who's going to be in the kitchen, who's going to be serving you at the table, right? Mm-hmm. You know these people. You know their names. Is it ever different?
No.
Not really. The same people, the same family members, right? And their family. The grandson is running a broom. Dad is running the register. Grandpa's in the back making the food, right? That's okay. They're salt of the earth people. Can they ever own a dozen restaurants doing that?
No.
No. And that's okay too. When you go there on Tuesday, they're there. Are they there right now? Yep, they're there right now. And they'll be there tomorrow as long as it's not Friday or Saturday. And they'll be there on Sunday. And they'll be there next Monday. And when one of them fucking dies, the next kid will step up and do the thing. And all that's fine. But that's not being an owner. That's being an employee. So they have employee mentality, and they pass it down to their kids and their grandkids. So what I'm telling you is, I am not against you folding laundry or having your wife do so.
We're doing this like on the emergency when we're short with the help.
The money that you're going to earn in this wash, dry, fold, how much do you net a month in here right now?
Gross, I can tell you a month, it's about $12,000. $12,000
gross
and drop off.
Wash, dry, fold, and drop off.
No, it's just the drop off.
Drop off.
Yeah, it's not whatever the
wash, dry, fold. Yeah, we do.
Off.
Okay.
So about $12,000.
You've been doing that for 2 years.
Yes.
Right? You.
Not my personal, but.
Okay. So
we're doing this when, let's say, if they need vacation or they're sick, so we cover it. It'll be like a backup.
Yeah.
But the most time we had here employees all the time.
When you hear me tell the story about these other folks that are making 50 grand net and 100 grand here and 50,000 here, it's not a lot of money. But they have no idea how to scale. They're clueless when it comes to how to do that again and again and again. So they just keep doing the same thing. And you're telling me that you need someone perfectly qualified to do this, and I'm telling you that you don't. Because when you plug somebody in and say, this is your business, you're going to only be here an hour a day instead of 8. And then eventually not at all. You're going to churn through these people because they're a contract attendant. So you hover. The minute they do something idiotic, you simply say, that was stupid.
So when I'm offering for contract attendant to run this business, so we're negotiating like 15%. We take
no, you take nothing. You don't take a penny. Nothing.
So
their time is very valuable. And so they're owning the business, just like the folks in the kosher restaurant, just like the folks in the pizzeria. Their time is so value their time.
We're not gonna get nothing.
That's
Because for
the problem.
now I have
That's
like
your problem.
employers. I paid the salary for 3 of them, and plus I have something. It's
You know the gross is 12,000. Let's play the game. How much are you paying when you have 3 full-time employees?
It's
how much?
$7,000 a month.
7,000 a month. So you and your young wife are worth $5,000 a month.
No.
That's what you're doing. You don't get it.
No, but it's only from the job.
Keep arguing with
off,
me.
But we have also for.
I'm not even talking about any of that. Let's do fast, rapid fire. Do you know there are laundromats that operate without any employees?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know that some of them do very well?
Yes.
I have devised a system that works all over the world where you get your time back and you still have a laundromat that has a human being in it, running it. If you started giving away the wash dry fold from day one, you wouldn't be so upset. You're more invested in this because of the time you've spent here. That's why you're interested in keeping it, or the money. I'm telling you that yesterday is when you should have implemented all of these things, not tomorrow. But I have to come in here, and it's okay, and I have to grab people by the collar and make them understand. You said I'm going to sit forward when I'm mad. I'm not mad, but it's maddening when someone doesn't get it. Can you do this in 10 laundromats? No.
Why then just do the self-service and that's it, and take out the job of
Because your laundromat would be dog shit without a human being working in here. You know that from the course.
Because the cleaning, clean the.
I take over a new store. I flip the sign to open. I've got a change machine. The change machine has a bunch of dollar bills in it. The minute I get a contract employee in there, it's got a bunch of $20 bills in it. Your mentality, you walk in here, you've never been here, you look around, what's the first thing you think? First thing, it's neat, it's clean, it's bright, it's comfortable. Then you find the change machine, there's no one in here, there's no wash, dry, fold, no countertop, it's a self-serve laundromat. Are you gonna shove a $20 bill in there? Maybe. What if it's a dirty laundromat and the equipment's old and the color is putty and the floor is cracked and the change machine says, please don't use, if you're not a fucking laundromat customer, are you going to put a $20 bill in there? No way. So the very mentality of the consumer is what I focus on, because that's how we make money in any business, whether it's some AI generated robot or a laundromat. So you're arguing, I know you're not arguing, but your argument is, well, we make all this money. You're not making shit. You pay 3 employees, and you and your wife, have you done the math? Have you penciled it out? $5,000 a month, how many hours are you spending in here? Or are you making your wife spend in here? Your time needs to be valued doing anything. I'd rather see you read a book than come in here. I would rather see you do anything but work in here. And one of those things should be out scouting more laundries. And understanding the minute you have 2, you'll realize, I can't work in these stores. How are you going to do 10? I'm not going to harp on the same fact over and over. You have to start the entrepreneur mentality now, the owner mentality now, not after it's too late. And so you are different and unique because you've built up a good wash dry fold business. So yes, the people you plug in can be better, but it's only one entity. Okay, you've got to get rid of this counter the way that it's all set up. It's so adorable and cute. It's hard, right? This is your life. You're living back there. You don't have to put up bars and do all that other stuff, but you need to figure out how that all goes away. Because selling soap and Suavitel, you know my mentality. Have a machine, fill it with the stuff, and charge 5 times what it's worth. You understand that? Because you don't want to stock it. That's okay. If I come in here and I'm a businessman, I should be able to walk in, or I'm going to get divorced and I got kicked out and I'm stuck in a hotel. I'm clueless. I don't know how a laundromat works. I should be able to walk into any laundromat with dirty clothes, folding money, walk out with clean clothes and no money. So give them the opportunity to buy that stuff. I see people that have dollar stores right next to the laundromat, and they still have the stuff from the dollar store in a counter, and they're charging an extra $1 per each. Is that worth your time? I know it's not. None of that is worth your time. So get rid of it. Get rid of it. Most people bring their stuff in and put the small stuff in a vending machine and charge way too much money. Why? It gives that businessman the opportunity It's not disgracing your customers. And if a customer forgets something, next time you see them, you'll reimburse them because that little box of soap is going to cost them $3 or $4. You know, again, policy that seems nuts, but look at the real money that you're making with that. It's minuscule. So get rid of it. And the biggest thing for you is if you want more laundromats, you're going to have to change all this stuff anyway. But you think that the money you're earning with those other stores is going to give you the impetus to change this one. No, change this one now. And you said 15%. There's no cut. If you try to take a cut from these
but
people,
what about the insurance? Because we're paying all this expense, and they're gonna be here for free. So it's no rent money. We're not collecting.
Absolutely.
We're not collecting the insurance.
Absolutely.
So, but I pay the insurance. I pay works comp. I pay this. I pay that. So
you don't pay workman's comp.
I pay works.
They're not. You won't pay them with contract attendants because it's their business. It's not yours. That insurance is no longer. There's no workman's comp on a contract attendant. Okay.
So they're gonna have on insurance?
Probably not at all. So what? Your laundromat's insured. It's a contract attendant. If someone comes in here with 10,000 pounds of laundry and they want you, do you close your doors?
No.
You're 24/7?
No. It's from 7 to 10.
You close your doors at 10 p.m. Okay. It's another thing you should change. We could go on and on. It's very hard.
I agree what you're saying, but this is a location. It's like a more.
It's different than everywhere else. I know. It's always different.
You see how it's quiet. It's after 10 o'clock. You cannot see here nobody.
So you have to come in here and open every day, or have someone that does. You have to close every day, or have someone that does. Why are you worried if it's quiet? Nobody uses the laundry all night. Why do you have to close? Your last wash?
It's nobody's gonna be here. What's the
So
reason?
what? I love talking to existing operators because they always do what you do. They always argue about how it's different.
I was thinking to do it 24 hours, but I see the neighborhood and area. I think it's not.
So there's nobody in
those.
here. So what?
Even to do it like a drop-off service, let's say from 7 to 7, 12 hours, just drop off, and after drop off, and do it 24 hours.
Who opened this morning?
My first shift employer.
Do you hear what you're saying? You did. How are you?
I don't know.
How are you gonna?
She opened.
Okay,
my
so
employer. She opened
a
at 3
paid
o'clock.
employee.
Yes, 7 o'clock she opened. 3 o'clock she finished her shift and
Okay.
she left.
If you have contract attendants, you don't tell them when to be here. But if they're not here and they're not doing the laundry and it's not getting done, they're going to lose the clientele. So at first, because you do have existing clients, you do have return customers, at first you're going to have to hover until you find someone that's good. Okay, you probably already know these people. They live nearby, they're a married couple, they have another form of income. These are the type of people that they are. And I was about to say, if you have someone that wants to come in here at 10 o'clock at night, every night, with 10,000 pounds of laundry every week, and use your machines, what would you say?
Go ahead, use it.
Go nuts. That's exactly what you're doing with the contract attendant. You're allowing someone to use your machines.
So with the contractor, I'm making only when they're using that from drop-off
You keep
things.
saying how you're only making blah, blah, blah. Right now, you and your wife are getting paid less than minimum wage. You've never penciled that out. We just talked about it. 12 grand, 7,000 in paid employees. That leaves 5 for the two of you. So whatever the hours are that you pick up, what does that pencil out to? You already know. Not even a legal minimum wage, not even as much as you're paying the others. Why are you doing it? I'm telling you how to fix it, but you say, but. You can have 10 laundromats tomorrow and you can pay all of those employees, not work a shift, and become a general manager. You'll make more money, but your payroll, everyone I've ever consulted with, ever, that does wash, dry, fold and tries to make profit from it, doesn't. You're kidding yourself because that 5 grand is all you see. It's all you see. That's not including the insurance that you talked about. So let's whack off even more. How much is that every month?
$250.
All right. It's not a lot, right? $250. You're so concerned about paying someone's bills. That's how you get the contractor in here. You say, When the phone rings, because it's going to say only two things, your phone number and help wanted. Hi, I'm calling about the job. Well, ma'am, it's not a job. It's an opportunity. Should I keep talking? They hang up. Bye. Do you want them? No, because they don't want to hear about an opportunity, because that must be bullshit. No, it's an opportunity. You still there? Yeah. I'm going to give you a business. I concern myself with profits from the coin laundromat, and you get to run the wash, dry, fold, all of it. You keep all the money. It's currently doing $12,000 a month. Should I keep talking? It might scare the person because they've never owned a business. They don't understand. They can't spell LLC, and that's okay. Cut them loose. What's different from what you're doing now? Your sign sucks because nobody's going to read the fine print. By the way, go in Craigslist. Put them.
I do on Craigslist,
sure.
and
But the Craigslist ad doesn't say I need an employee for minimum wage. The Craigslist ad says
help wanted.
you're going to own a laundromat wash, dry, fold. Meet me on Wednesday at noon. And you've heard me say this. Sit in your car at noon and watch people come in and stand around with the piece of paper. Don't walk in until 1. If they won't wait an hour for you, they won't sit in here for hours waiting for customers. You have a massive bargaining chip because you're handing them this business. See, I'm here to help you do two things. Bolster this business and get more. But if you get more, you can't run any of them, including this one, the way you are now. You could pay them all. You could have shifts and just run. Yeah, your money's going to be more. But if you really pencil it out, you don't want to. You don't want to figure it out. Your wife has other employment. You basically do this. So every person I've ever consulted with who owns and runs a laundry that tries to profit from wash, dry, fold doesn't. And the ones like you who are teetering on the edge, you think that it's good. I know what the gross is. You don't know what the net is because you don't really want to. You don't want to know those numbers because they're heartbreaking numbers. Write it all out, figure it out, and understand that's okay. You know, a lot of people own that kosher deli and restaurant. A lot of people own that pizzeria and that nail salon. And they work and they want to go on vacation. They want to, you know, people laugh at me, oh, you wear all those silly bracelets. A lot of them fall apart and fall off my wrist. That's why I don't have that many. Croatia, Barcelona, Venice, Kauai, Aspen, Budapest. This is just from this year. My wife and I go diving off the coast of France in Nice, and I get a shark's tooth and I put it on a bracelet. This is what I do because the laundromats built that lifestyle for me because I penciled it out on day one. I said, I'm not going to work in this place. Again, not that there's anything wrong with it. I came from nothing. I didn't get handed anything. My dad taught me how to swing a hammer, how to do plumbing, electrical, everything but concrete. I'm thankful for those skills. And I, like you, wanted a brick and mortar laundromat. And when I got into
it, I took over, I did this ceiling, I changed myself, the painting, all the most of the stuff. These tables I built myself too.
And that was your time well spent. Because excellent.
I love to do it, so I'm also handy, so I prefer to do something by myself to.
So you're this guy who's good with his hands, who has a good head for business, but when it comes to the big stuff, you need to be able to take that leap. All right. I show you the statue of David, and what you see is a perfectly proportioned man, right? When Leonardo looks at a giant chunk of marble, someone asked him, how did you do that? He said, I just look at the marble and I remove everything that's not David. You are at the dynamite phase. We need to take that marble and blow parts of it off, right? Everybody wants to be to the sandpaper phase, where they're just sandpapering his little nuts. But you're not there yet. So if the dynamite never comes, you can't make a David with sandpaper. You're good at the dynamite. You're good at building a store like this and knowing it. You should be doing 3 of these a year.
God willing.
God willing. But if your procedures are wrong, your wife is still going to be over there folding somebody's underwear. She doesn't realize she's in the shop. And this is just a talk about a silly procedure. Yes, I will help you to do this again and again. And that's easy. You know, it's the part, you say you're an immigrant or you're this, that, nobody should call landlords. I don't care if you've been a car salesman for 30 years. You shouldn't call landlords because you're, no matter who you are, you know, I'm available. So that changes the mentality. If, God forbid, I stop doing it, I won't be available, but now, here I am. I enjoy it. I like it. When we talked on the telephone, I said, I'm coming to New York. I'll meet you in person. You know, otherwise, you've got my number, anything you need. Here's a good one for you. How many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb? Only one. But the light bulb has to want to change. You have to be the one to realize. I mean, this is fucking easy. Running this place is not hard. And you think that whoever you put in here has to be better than you, or better than your wife, or smarter, or taller. All you need in here is a warm body. And when you get that and you understand it, so what? They quit. They don't work out. They're not good at it.
So let me ask
Throw them out and put another one
Let me
in.
ask you a question before.
Yeah.
So when we're gonna switch this place for the contractor and the contractor, so when I'm gonna cancel all this insurance, it's not gonna get like a red flag because I had the workers' comp insurance. Now I'm canceling.
Why are you worried about it? So they're going to send
But
some
again,
government.
it's my location. They're gonna come
No,
to
they're
check
going to
this.
send some government flatfoot out here to say, what happened to your insurance that you had on all your employees? You say, yeah, I don't have employees. I have contract attendants. Here they are. And they'll go to them and say,
And
does
from-
he pay you under the table? And they'll say no. See, this is your thing, is that you've already been doing it for 2 years. God forbid you've been doing this for 10, because then you'd be even more ensconced in what you're doing. I'm telling you the answer. Cancel tomorrow you have contract attendants. Are they employees? Are they paid employees? No.
The independent contractors.
Right. And what are you afraid? Some government flatfoot's going to knock on the door, look for you, call you on your number, you're available, and say, no, I have contract attendants. Go to them and say, hi, how much is Dave paying you? Nothing. How does that work? Oh, just like the people that want to come in here, I asked you, would you be okay with people coming in here at 10 p.m. and doing 10,000 pounds a month of laundry? Sure you would. That's what you're doing. Nothing's stopping people from doing that. Anybody can come in here and use. A lot of people do wash, dry, fold. There's knuckleheads on the internet saying, start your own wash, dry, fold business. All you need is a local laundromat, and they're everywhere. They're anointing you. So if they came to you and wanted to shake your hand and say, hey, can you give me the keys to the store? And I'll lock up at 3 a.m. when I'm done with all this hospital's laundry. Would you do it? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So what is that person now? A contract attendant, not a contract employee, not a 1099, not an under the table, God forbid, because you're very straight-laced. You want to do everything right. You don't want to get deported. Nobody wants to go to jail. You're not doing anything wrong. And trust me, you cancel your insurance, they're not going to come. And maybe they will, I don't know, but it's a fear that's unfounded. And if they do, you go, yeah, this is the way we're doing it now. Legal.
So we're doing a contract between we sign any
No
agreement?
contract.
No contract.
No, it's a handshake. Less is more. Less is more. The minute that they falter, fall apart, do something silly, other F words, you say bye. You never have to fire anybody. You sit down like we are, you look them in the eye and you say, this isn't really working out, is it? I don't know that you will do this. Neither do you. But if you don't, what's the alternative? What you're doing now. Insanity. Text me when you get the exact numbers of what you're actually making.
Thank you again.
And what it's costing you in hours. Because you don't keep track of your hours, do you?
No.
Lizzie, how many hours did you work here last month? No idea.
I don't work a lot.
It's not an answer.
I don't know.
No.
Last month. No, it's okay. The answer is you don't know. The person you're going to plug in here is just an ends to your means. They're just a warm body. The minute you understand that and you wrap your mind around it, you'll be free. You can't find the right person because you're trying to think that they're you or your wife. They're never going to meet that level. That par is too high. If you would have seen the course before you started any of this, you'd have contract attendants and you'd be 3 stores deep. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So do it now.
I have a question. You always on your videos on YouTube channels you recommend to do it coin laundromats. So what's the difference between the cards and the coins? Why you most recommend the coin, not cards? Because today it's more convenient the card using, because also the COVID, all these germs, they're not touching these quarters.
It's more so COVID first and foremost. That's a fallacy. Touching the quarters never killed anybody. I'm sorry, it's true. Touchless, there's no such thing. You're still touching something. The germs are in the air. We've seen all the research. We all understand that. That being said, you are spending a minimum $60,000 to put a card system in a very, very small laundry, right? Why spend the money? You don't need to. Everybody has money in their pockets. Everybody has the ability to put an ATM in their store. So you don't, and you're saying exactly what people say about card versus coin. It's 2024, it's 2027. It's the modern era. We want to have convenience. Consumer doesn't care. $90,000 spent on this feature. Now you have a bright, clean, beautiful store. What happens when that system goes down? When a card goes down, the whole store goes down. When a coin box goes down, you're like, oh, machine number 10 is broken. Beyond that, it's not about taxes. It's not about lying to the government. It's none of that. Yeah, there's a lot of pros to the system. And the minute that the system takes over and becomes better, I will admit to it. It's not a hill I want to die on. But the enemy of computers is dirt, moisture, and heat. And laundromats create all three in spades. Your equipment's 2 years old. When you start to get a little older, or your air conditioning, God forbid, stops working in the summer, or the heater stops working in the winter, and the system goes down, the whole system goes down. And you're still cash. I can still put cash in there and buy a card. So it's essentially a cash system anyway. But I'm not going to get into a philosophical discussion about COVID and how all that works. But airborne illness is an airborne illness.
But you see, on the card readers, so again, you have a more free time. So if the coin change box is full,
agreed,
it stops. So you have to come, and you're
terrible problem to have,
and
all that
account
cash.
And carry all these heavy coins.
You're right. I agree. It works for you. I'm not going to argue with you. Do all your stores, or I bet you don't know what the difference is between all this equipment without card and with card. Did they show you? Here's how much the card system costs.
Yeah, each card system what I installed, it's $190.
Yeah, not bad. $200 a piece, and the wall unit.
Have a great night.
That 2 kiosks I paid, I don't remember, around maybe 5,000.
Yeah. All right. So a lot of folks, my people are taking over laundromats at a zero sum, and they're shoestrapping, they're bootstrapping the rest, and $7,000, $8,000 in cards. That's not necessary because the machines come with coin. The card is an ad. That is fine. Build all your stores with card. It's fine. It's okay. I wouldn't, because I would rather make it easy and make it simple. And the simpler, because I work on my own equipment and your stuff is still under warranty. As soon as what happens when it's out of warranty, that's when stuff starts to break.
Thank you.
Thank you. When I leave, you're going to say to your beautiful wife, man, I wish I would have said blah, 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 whatever that is. So now's your opportunity. You think about it. It's all on tape. What do you want to say?
What I want to say, I'm glad I met you. I got again a lot of information now. And I hope it's gonna go through and we're gonna change it. We're gonna make the change.
Thank you. How old are you?
46.
46. Oh boy, to be 46 again. The most valuable asset that you have is your time, no matter what. I'm not a guy that sits on the beach. Drives me nuts. My place in Mexico, we show up, I set up the kids, the wife, they go out there, I go back, I tore the door off the front of the condo. I'm sitting there sanding the door down. My neighbor walks away, what are you doing? There's a million guys that do that for $10. And they're right, it's third world country, you know. The beer tastes better, I told them. You know, at the end of the day, I don't sit I don't like to sit. My time is better spent doing that. In this industry, I sold out and I got out of all my stores, got paid a lot more than I deserved, and now instead of sailing off into the sunset, I sit and do this. If there was no me, there'd be this vacuum. Everybody would buy. There's still plenty of people out there. Buy a laundromat, buy a laundromat. How do you buy one? Here's how you buy one. Come on. All right, goodbye.
Thank you, nice to meet
We're
you.
leaving.
I'm pretty sure this hot water heater's got a few more good years left in it.